For those who don't know, Brookhaven has been updated and a new update has been released. In this update, we have a new store, new vehicles, and much more. And today, I want to check out with you some secrets from the update that I'm sure you didn't notice. So for that, I called my friend who is going to help me do this. I said, let's test all the secrets. Guys, he's going to have to help me do this because it's very important, but he's staring at me here. And apparently, he agreed. But for those who don't know, if I come right here, there are many secrets in this Roblox location. The first secret of all is these buttons. For those who don't know, if I press the top button, the store returns to normal, but if my friend presses the bottom button, everything here gets better, and you can see that everything has really improved. But I want to see what happens if I take any vehicle from the right and leave it here inside. I said, press the button over there, and my friend has to press the button because it's very important, and I want to see what will happen to my vehicle. But you can see that nothing happened, mainly because he pressed the wrong button. He pressed the bottom button, but it had to be the top one, and I want to see what happens to my motorcycle, and apparently, my motorcycle is still here, which is very weird. My friend said it was supposed to be removed, right? Yes, the car was supposed to be removed, especially since the store changed, meaning everything inside should have been removed. But guys, my friend is driving the motorcycle, but I'm going to change the store, and now you can see that the motorcycle stayed inside, and he teleported outside. My friend said, that's true, this really doesn't make sense. So this really doesn't make sense, but inside here, there are several secrets, and there are several cakes, and if I grab all these cakes, I can hold them in my hand, and I can also change their color, turning this treat into another color. And you can see that my friend also grabbed this treat. But guys, if he changes the color of it, you can see that it looks really interesting. He can modify everything he wants, making the treat completely customized. But now, he picked up this item, and this item is also a very secret thing because if I take this item here, I can grab several candies that are on the table. So I'm going to grab as many candies as possible, and now I have several candies in my hand. And the best part is that I can go back here and give these candies to whoever I want. So I can go to the police station and give these candies to the people who are working there. My friend said, you can also grab specific candies, right? You can also do that. And to do this, I have to go back here and grab exactly this car, and then I have to go back to the restaurant because, for those who don't know, I can remove some candies and pick some candies, and then I can take them and give them to the people who are in the store, just like a real shop. But unfortunately, there are only these candies for sale. There are literally no more candies. There's this cake that, unfortunately, I can't put in this item. It basically doesn't work. My friend said, obviously, it doesn't work. There's no space. And what he said is true. There really is no space for this cake. But now, I'm going back here because I want to test other secrets that you've never seen before. So for that, I'm going to set the maximum speed because these secrets are going to be very important. But for that, I'm arriving up front to pick up my other friends in Roblox. And we're arriving at this house, which is literally our friend's house. So much so that he went inside. But guys, if I were him, I wouldn't go in there because he's going to get banned. And he literally got banned from this house and won't be able to come back anytime soon. But my friend just arrived here, and he said, I'll only help if you give me a golden toilet. And it looks like he wants a golden toilet, but that's impossible. There's no way to get that. Now my friend is coming back here, and he said, unban me. I didn't do anything. And apparently, he was unbanned, and I don't know how I'm going to get a golden toilet in the game. Here on the right, we have this item, and here I can get a toilet, but if I place this toilet on the ground, I can't change the color. It's impossible. And I don't know how I'm going to do this, because there's no way to change the color of this toilet. But my friend is looking here, and he just picked up a golden toilet, and I don't know how he got it, but he grabbed an item, which is this golden toilet, so much so that my other friend arrived here, and he wants to find out how he did it. But meanwhile, I want to test the next secret in Brookhaven. For that, I'm going to have to take this vehicle, and this is really weird because it's a bicycle that I'm sure you've never seen before. But there's a bug that is totally secret. For those who don't know, if I increase my size and then resize my character, I'll get taller. And now, if I take this car on the right, it just starts flying, and that is really weird. The taller I am, the higher my car flies. But guys, I'm coming up front, and my friend just grabbed that golden toilet, and finally, he's going to help us do this. So much so that he arrived here. But now, he also picked up this bicycle, and this is a new bug that you probably didn't know about. But every player can grab this bicycle, and you can carry infinite people this way, a way that has never been seen before. He said, wait, what if you get really tall? But if I get really tall, this car is going to fly too much. It's a really weird bug, so I'm going to test it now. Perfect! I'm using the tallest avatar of all. And if I resize my character, you can see that I got kicked out of the game because my avatar is way taller than allowed. So that means I'm going to have to shrink my avatar, and you can see that I ended up this size. But now, I'm finally back in Brookhaven, and apparently, my friends are coming here. But guys, I'm going to have to shrink my avatar because before, it was way too tall, but now the avatar is still a bit tall. So I'm going to take this car on the right, and now you can see that I'm flying. Perfect! I'm carrying my friend. Actually, I'm trying to carry him, but it's really difficult. Perfect! I'm carrying him now, and I'm carrying another player, and we're just flying. And this is the weirdest bug of all. He said, go to the pool so we can fly. Okay, I'm arriving at the pool to see if I can fly. So I got here, and this doesn't work properly. I can fly, but not very much. So I'm going to test a different bug. I'm trying to get here in a different way to do another bug, but it's really difficult. And guys, you can see that this bicycle is really bugged, and it's super weird. Now I arrived here and let go of the players, and you can see that they're flying really far away in Roblox. Now my friend is underwater and trying to get back here. Now he's trying to come up here, but he can't. He keeps falling every time, which is really weird. But my other friend is coming back here so we can continue doing this bug. But for those who don't know, there are several bicycles that were released. There's the one I was testing, but there's also this other one that has several secrets that you can do with it. So much so that my friend arrived here, and now we're flying. But guys, my other friend just came back, and I don't know what he did, but he's really low, and he's literally underground, and I really don't know how he did that. And while I'm flying, my other friend is really low. Actually, he's inside the ground. I'm trying to save him, but it's really difficult. There's no way to save him, and he just reset his character, and I don't know what he did, but I'm coming up front to pick him up so we can test the next Brookhaven bug, the next secret that you've never seen before. Perfect. He arrived right here, and you can see that the more people are here, the higher this bicycle gets. So I'm going back here to invite my other Roblox friend. He said, invite him. He's at his mansion. And guys, there's this mansion in the game where one of my friends lives, and he's really rich. And you can see that he has this car and also this Lamborghini because he's really, really rich. So I'm coming here to pick him up to see if he wants to join in. Perfect. I just arrived here, and he realized that I'm at the door, and he can't believe what I did. And this is simply the best bug of all. And it looks like he wanted to join in, but he left here, grabbed another bicycle, and now he's trying to come here. But there's a detail. He managed to do it, meaning we just discovered another bug in Brookhaven. But I need to invite more people to do this. My friend said, get a normal bicycle. We already tested this one. And that's true. This bicycle that he grabbed, we already tested a long time ago. And now he finally came back here. But now, I need to find more people and convince them to come here. But I don't know if I'll be able to, especially because I don't think it's normal for people to come here with a bicycle just to fly. Actually, this is really weird. But guys, I'm arriving up front, and now I have to go back to the candy store to see if the players want to come here. But one of the players noticed what's happening up front, so much so that he grabbed this bicycle and is now coming here to help us in Roblox. And this is really good. He just wanted to help us. But guys, more people are noticing this, and now everyone is coming here. And this player went back there and is now walking in a really weird way because he's walking normally instead of sitting on the bicycle. He said, let's go. It's going to be fun. And now the player is coming here, grabbed this bicycle, and just arrived back here. And a lot of people are arriving now. Now we're just waiting for this other player who is finally coming here. And there's a total of 7 people here, which is really a lot of people. But he said, you're not going to ban us, right? I'm not going to ban you guys because I'm a good person. I said, I'm not going to ban anyone. I want as many people as possible to come here. And that's what I want. But it's going to be really difficult to get more people to come here because there aren't many people on the server. And apparently, 2 more players are coming here, which is really good. And finally, there are more players to test this bug. But guys, I don't know if the player will be able to get up here because it's really high. And this is actually really high in Roblox. But the player made it, and I don't know how she managed to do that. But now another player arrived who also managed to climb up here, and he has 2 hairstyles. And now there are a lot of people, so I'm going to the pool to see what happens if I jump in. Perfect! I arrived at this part, and everything here is just normal. Nothing is happening. Actually, I'm jumping really low. But my friend said, I think it's too heavy. And maybe it really is too heavy. But guys, we are jumping in Roblox, and I'm going to keep trying this until it works. So I'm arriving right here, and I want to fly in a very different way. But unfortunately, most of the bugs don't work. But the player said, hey, let me get a house. I want to test something. I'm coming up front because I want to see what he's going to do. So I'm getting here so he can get a house. And he just got a house. And I don't know what he wants to test. But I'm arriving at his house, and I'm just going to go inside. Actually, I'm trying to get in, but it's really difficult. And now I'm stuck here. Perfect. We managed to get inside. But guys, I want to see what he wants. But apparently, the players are getting banned. And I don't know why he's doing this. But all the players were banned from here. Even my friends got banned. And you can see that everyone was banned from this house for no reason at all. But now, I just came back, and I'm sure they're not very happy. So much so that they're arriving here because they want revenge. Even this player is running over here because he wants revenge in Roblox. But I'm going to return my avatar to normal. Perfect. I'm back to normal. And you can see that everyone is here because they want revenge. But now, the player came up front and is seeing the protest that's happening. And he banned all the players again. Literally, everyone was banned in such a weird way. And I have to get revenge on this player because what he did is unforgivable. He banned everyone in Brookhaven. And now he came back here to rest. But my other friend is going to this store just to test this. He said, the game updated and nobody even told me. Look, but that was obvious. So much so that both of them arrived here. And my friend said, but the bicycle from before is from the update. Didn't you notice? And he hadn't noticed. And he said, no. And that's really weird. I don't know how he didn't notice that the game updated. But now, he went back there to see everything that was released. And this friend of mine also came here. And I hadn't realized that this was a chair. But it was a chair this whole time that you can sit on. But now, I want to test other secrets that you didn't notice in the game. So for that, this friend of mine is going to have to help me because it's going to be very important. But here on the right, there's also this other car that was released, which is really interesting. It's one of the best cars I've ever seen in updates because it's really weird. And I don't know if I can go here in the middle, and apparently, I can't. But guys, my friend just arrived here, and I'm going to set the maximum speed because I want to test something very important. And for those who don't know, there is a way to fly in Roblox. And to do this, I have to take a tall car on the right, like this this car here and I'll be able to fly. I just have to set the maximum speed and also the maximum suspension. And now if I run back here, I'll be able to fly. So I'm going back here and now I have to turn my car and this way I'll take off. But I want to see if it's possible to fly with the new car that was released. So much so that my friend left here and he said, of course not. It's impossible to fly with that car. Look, I think there's a way. Here on the right, I'm going to take that car from before, exactly this one. But now I'll have to make some modifications that will be important to make this car work well. But I can't drive this car. It's really difficult. Perfect. I'm managing. And now I'm coming up front to see how fast I am. And guys, I'm really fast, which means if I go back here, I'll be able to fly. So I'm going back as fast as possible. And you can see that we're arriving here. And now I'll have to turn at the last second. But unfortunately, it didn't work. Actually, it kind of did work. He said, wait, maybe this will work. Try again. Okay, I'm going to test this one last time. So I'm arriving right here. And now I have to run back to see if this is going to work. Perfect. I'm arriving here. And I actually managed to take off in a really weird way. And incredibly, this car works really well. So much so that I'm getting here. And driving it in reverse is better than driving it forward. But my friend said, go on the trampoline. I want to see what happens. Okay, and I also want to see this. But I also want revenge for what that player did before because he was really weird and banned all the players who were helping me. But now, I'm trying to get here. But it's difficult because this car doesn't work on the trampoline. So I'm trying to come here again. But this is just impossible. So I'm going to increase the suspension to see if it works. But it didn't work. Perfect. I finally managed to get here. And I flew away. But I had a better idea. I'm going to take this car here. And you can see that it flew in such a weird way. But now, it's my friend's turn to do it. He arrived here, took this car, and you can see that I'm flying. It's just really cool. But now, I want revenge for what that player did. But my friend arrived here, and he said, what are we going to do to get revenge? Look, I don't know. I was thinking about calling my friends, but apparently, they're eating all the food they have in their inventory, literally eating all the candy from the store. So for sure, they won't want to join this. But I had a genius idea. I'm going to have to take my car. But first, I want to see what the player is doing before I take my revenge. Perfect. I got right here, and you can see that he's inside, just tired, and apparently, he's resting, and I think he's not in the game. I said, he's not in the game. Go there and see if it's true. My friend will have to go check. But guys, he's banned, and he can't come inside. But I'm unbanned, and I can come in and see everything that's happening. And he's looking at me, and apparently, I just got banned. I was simply banned from this house, and I won't be able to come back. But guys, I had an idea. I'm going to have to ask for help so that people will just destroy this house. And this house is going to be completely destroyed in Roblox. And now he's going down there, which means we're going to have time to destroy his house. So much so that you can see that there are players coming here to help me do this. And all these players are going to destroy this house in Brookhaven. But the house is locked, which makes it a little more difficult. But now, you can see that this is being completely destroyed. And the players are placing several items here to destroy his house. And now the players have entered and are destroying the house from the inside. And I'm sure that when he notices this, he's going to be really mad. And now, his house is completely destroyed. And you can see that this looks really weird. He's coming up here, and I don't think he's going to be happy with what happened. I'm sure he's going to be really angry. Now he's looking around, and apparently, he just left the game. He really got super mad in Roblox. But now, I grabbed this car, and everyone is flying. And I grabbed this other car, and the players are flying really high. And this is one of the best updates in Brookhaven. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the Become a Member button, and I'll add you on Roblox.